Hi Gemini, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the end of May. We're going to be doing love and career. I'm going to timestamp for career in the description box below the video. A lot of you times you guys are like, where you said you were going to timestamp? I timestamp in the description box, okay? Hope you guys are doing great. Let's do some astro dice for some crowning messages. See what's happening. Ooh, I love when we get ourselves Saturn, Gemini in the 7th. Okay. Oh, it's going to be a little bit about either relationships or close connections at work. That is that 7th house, right? That 7th house is exactly what we get there. So let's talk about the 7th house. Well, why don't we talk about Gemini first? Okay, let's talk about you guys. You know, when we get this though, right? This is really telling us that it is time to put your thinking cap on and focus on learning something new that really excites you right now, Gem. This can also mean that it's time to make that call or send that text or contact that person. Have that conversation that you've been needing to have. Yeah. Okay. And then let's talk about Saturn, because why not? You know, Saturn is about, yes, responsibility. It's about restriction. But this brings a reality check on anything that's been cloaked in conscious or in your unconscious, in some sort of conscious or unconscious delusion in your life. Like you may feel a level of unfairness right now in your life, but you need to trust that whatever comes up now is really meant for your evolution here. Yeah, and we have this very strong in your 7th house. So again, the 7th house is the house of marital partnerships. It has to do with very close connections. This could be business partnership, you know, and anything like that. But this indicates a key relationship is ready for some special attention. And, you know, who have you been neglecting in your life? You know, I mean, going back to that Gemini energy. You know, or who's neglecting you, and how, if possible, can that bond be rebuilt, you know, that you guys once shared. Just consider if you need to talk it out, or whether it's time for you to energetically wish them well and simply move on, you know. Simply move on. So let's keep those out, because those will be the crowning energies for relationship and career. You know, why don't we'll do the chakra tarot for our gems. Okay. Yeah. So the communication, really focusing on, you know, bringing reality to what's been sort of, yeah, hiding in the conscious or unconscious delusion of something. And have that conversation. All right, so let's pull a Celtic cross spread. Guys, remember these are general messages. Please don't try to make them fit. If they don't, the energies could always be vice versa. And you always want to check your rising sun, moon sign, and Venus. I can't emphasize that enough, right? Your sun sign is only one house in your house of self. So I myself resonate a lot more with my rising sign, because my rising sign and my Venus happen to be the same. So you do want to check those. Also, when I say near future, recent past, it's whatever it means to you, my friends, okay? Time is a man-made construct. For some of you, this recent past here, that could be last week, last month, last year, 3 years ago. It all depends on what's very alive in your energy field. Ooh, Gemini. Got the sun in the card of self, representing yourself. You know what? To me, you get that, nothing else matters, because it's that tells me, not to jump ahead, but this tells me that whatever is happening in your life is happening exactly the way it's supposed to. And I know a lot of you are like, really, woman? I don't want to hear that. I know. I do know that. But I have you here coming from the recent past. A Hermit energy, it's Virgo energy. Might have been dealing with a Virgo. But the Hermit energy is about taking that mental space to really think. Now, this can mean a couple of things, right? Now, having to do with relationship, this could indicate you really focusing on trying to fix a relationship. You know, really throwing your energies into that. For others of you, it's going to be taking a little bit of time in isolation where you're needing to do a lot of thinking. There's literally both interpretations, 6 one, half dozen the other, depending on your situation. So some of you are going to resonate with it one way, others of you are going to resonate with it another way. So we have right now the current situation. This is Princess of Wands, which is, you know, fabulous, being crossed by the 8 of Wands. Okay, so let's talk about the Princess of Wands. So because the Princess is a core card, we have to talk about it as you, an influence, or another person. Okay, so whenever we have Wands, we have passion, right? So this is a Scorpio and Sagittarius energy. Some of you might be dealing with a Scorpio or Sag at somewhere in your life. But so now as an influence, this is telling me that you're feeling a lot of passion and a lot of fire in your belly, where you feel very ready to have a relationship, but you feel very ready to take that relationship to the next level. You're really ready to transform it, right? Because Scorpio is about an ending and a beginning, often at the same time. There's a transformative element to it, and Sagittarius is this forward movement with integrity. Jupiter rules Sag. It's about luck and expansion. So you're very focused on that, right? So it's this, definite feeling of passion that is in you right now. If this is an influence, this is just generally you feeling really excited to move forward in something, right? Because of the energies that are surrounding you, having to do with relationship right now. And if this is to do with a person, this is somebody comes in and is just wanting to level up a relationship and take it to either the next level, or this is somebody brand new where you're ending a relationship. Because Scorpio, again, being ruled by Pluto, again, is about an ending and a beginning, often happening at once. So sometimes the ending happens, and then the new beginning is the next sort of phase in the relationship where you guys are working on things. And that's going to resonate with some because we have the Hermit. For others of you, this can indicate you taking this mental space because the relationship ended, and then you meeting somebody new. That really gets your fires going. Somebody very hot, right? Because whenever we have Scorpio in there, and that's where sex hangs out, right? So there's a lot of sexual chemistry, sexual attraction here, but regardless, a lot of passion to push forward in something. So for some of you, it's going to be feeling super excited about building a relationship right now that you're already in. For others of you, it is meeting somebody new. Now we have crossing this is the Eight of Wands, more wand energy, Mercury and Sagittarius. So lots of communication about how it is that you guys are going to be moving forward. So this to me is very benefic for either of these energies, whether you're working on a relationship or whether this is a new relationship, because there's communication here, right? About, all right, what are things going to look like, and feeling very passionate about moving this forward, right? So I do like that, feeling really excited about moving ahead in something. So that's the foundation right now of the relationship, is this general feeling of passion. Now, either feeling it surrounding you, feeling it within a relationship. Then we have, which makes sense to me because we have Venus retrograde in Gemini. So this is a very, this is going to be a very amorous transit, Gemini, for you guys through the whole thing until the end of June, really, till the 3rd into the 4th week. I always like to give a little extra day or two after we get out of shadow. So we have the King of Coins as the crowning energy here. Whenever we have coins in relationship reads, it's mental, physical, emotional connection, or it could actually be money. So on a very basic level, money might be an issue in your life right now. Either your money, their money, or just money in general, right? Again, because it's a core card. So this can indicate that money's an issue for you, for them, or money, this could have to do with your work, right? Where something that's going on with your work is inflecting the relationship. So that's what it could be like, having to do with an influence. But this could also mean that somebody is not connecting to you in the way that you really want to, emotionally, physically, and mentally. So, you're going to connect it the way that best resonates with your situation, but that's what it is. This could be somebody holding back communication, holding back connection with you, feeling like they're not really opening up the way that you would really like them to. Then we have the Eight of Coins as the foundation energy here. Okay, so again, here we have this building element, right? With the eights is always, to me, there's always this element of building, right? Because it's the Sun and Virgo energy. Virgo is very pragmatic. The Sun is all about illuminating ideas. You really want to look at any sticking points in a situation. Where might ego be an issue? Let's just address that and move forward in a very pragmatic way, right? That really is the Eight of Coins energy. Right? Making money, saving money, doing what you need to buy that house, go on that trip, do whatever it is that you need to do as a couple, but to move your life forward. But do it through communication, through discussing ideas, looking at where somebody's ego might be an issue when you have these conversations, looking for the sticking points. Why is it a sticking point kind of thing? Okay. Now, as far as you right now, we got the sun. So, I mean, yeah, you might be dealing with a Leo. Okay. But this is about really not allowing yourself to stay small, Gemini, allowing your voice to be heard, letting yourself be seen, putting yourself out there in this relationship, not allowing yourself to be small. That's the best thing I'm being called the first and foremost to say. You know, allow yourself to be seen and heard. And hello, I mean, what Gemini isn't, but, you know, guys, it does depend on what else you have in your chart, right? So, I mean, you might have, you know, if you have a lot of Cancer, you might want to sit in the back seat or, you know, kind of thing, because you just don't want to rock the boat. You know, if you have a lot of Libra, you're like, it's not even worth. No, this is time where you have to really put yourself out there. Beautiful energy. You're in a space of healing, and you're in a space of not allowing somebody to come in and rue the day anymore. You're just not having it, and not in, how can I say this? Not in any sort of ego-driven kind of way, even though it's the sun. I'm not getting that. I'm getting that you have such resolve to be happy that you are not allowing these, you know, any energies get in the way, whether it's directly from your partner or external circumstances in your life. You know, look, a lot of us are still in lockdown. A lot of people lost their job. That could kind of take a toll on a relationship. Come on now, let's be real. But this is you saying in the face of all of that, you are hell-bent on finding happy in all of that and moving forward. God bless you for that. Good stuff. External to you, 6 coins. Okay, I like it. I mean, because this is an energy external to you is going to be supportive of you somehow, Gemini. Really good. So this is your partner being really supportive. So you guys might be going through stuff having to do with money. So this could be a partner helping you out with money right now if you need. You helping you helping your partner out if they need. You guys really being there for each other. I do get this external energy being there for you. Now, if this is not the person that you're dealing with in relationship, this is you getting the support that you need anyway. So wherever it is that you need the most support in your life right now, you're going to be getting it. You are going to be getting it. So I do like that. And then we have the Ace of Swords. This is in your fear position. You're afraid of a certain truth in this relationship. You're afraid you're afraid of having a fresh, brand new cycle with this person. Again, communication, right? We got Gemini, we get the 7th house, we got Saturn. You're afraid of having some sort of tough conversation that needs to be had about this relationship. The outcome energy is the Lover's energy in reverse. This is the shadow sides of your personalities coming out. Doesn't mean that it's not going to work. It means having some really lousy communication right now, not understanding each other very well. I'm not surprised. With Venus retrograde in your sign, I'm not surprised, you know. This doesn't mean the dramatic ending of anything. It doesn't mean anybody is running off cheating. It can mean cheating. It can mean a little backstabbing. It can be some manipulation. Shadow sides of your personalities coming out. But in reverse, the Lover still means the need to make a decision in a relationship. So what are you going to choose, Gemini? Are you going to choose to walk away and wish that person well because you feel, you know, the shady side of their personality is who they really are? It's like, whoop, the shades went up and you don't like what you see and you want to move away from it. Or are you realizing that, you know, the shadow sides of your personalities, it's based more in ego than in anything else, and if you guys could just get a handle on that, right? Because they do have the 4 of Swords in the near future. Is you really not wanting to leave something? 4 of Swords, you don't want to walk away. Swords of Truth. Okay, in the upright, this is about the character in the card taking a minute, taking a time out, looking at the lessons learned and moving forward. Here, it's looking at the lessons learned and still having fire in the belly, you know, to move it forward and just not wanting to let it go yet. Not feeling ready to let go of anything yet. Not feeling ready. So while you guys may not agree with a way of, because I have to tell you, I'm still seeing this as, I'm seeing two very definitive narratives here. I'm seeing money is an issue. You guys are going through a little bit of a challenging time. You guys have each other's back regardless. You do. You know, and the Gemini energy here is very just hell-bent on being happy and wanting things to be a certain way. You're not totally holding on to things actually being A, B, and C, but just progressing forward in some way. But I feel like you're dealing with an energy who's like, oh, well, we can't do that right now. We can't do that, or that doesn't make sense, where the communication is not, like you guys are just not hearing each other clearly, you know? And you guys are just needing to take a little bit of a time out right now to figure out, okay, how are we going to move this forward, right? And not making any big decisions right now. So that's going to resonate with some of you. Others of you are going to be recognizing that this energy is not good for you. They're not good. They're not good for you. And you're putting yourself in a very healthy space of saying, you know what, I want to be happy, but I recognize the part of being happy is needing to do that 12th house Neptune Pisces thing, which is I have to be with my emotions for a while, and I have to allow myself to heal, to allow any negative emotions that I'm still feeling regarding this relationship to dissolve and fade away. I can't just get over it. I can't, move on, right? Gemini, you're too smart for that. You guys know better. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as moving on, get over it. No, you walk with your feelings and you feel the feelings like sloughing off of you, right? As in they dissolve as you move forward with all of these emotions so that you can truly heal. So because you really want to be happy. You don't want to be fake happy. You don't want to be happy for a minute. You don't want to get into some kind of fake relationship that's going to make you happy for a day, even a year. Well, you know it's not really what you want. So you're recognizing that wherever there's been pain in relationship, you're all about healing it front and center. And for a lot of you, it's going to be with your partner. For others of you, it's going to be saying, okay, take care. Thank you for the gifts that you've given me, but now it's time we both move on, right? Yeah. Okay, that is what I have for relationship. Okay, my Gemini friends, let's talk about career, okay? To talk about career. So the dice still go, right? Still stands as far as crowning energies for you guys. So this may have to do with a business partner, a colleague who's very close to you, an employer who you're very close to. You need to have that conversation. There's some sort of restriction, there's some sort of responsibility left that needs to be looked at. Okay. And honestly, because you guys were a Gemini and Gemini came up, and be honest with you guys, so when I get these, I get a very strong feeling like this could be the other person that you need to have this hard conversation with, where you need to really figure out, that Saturn energy, that reality check on anything that's been cloaked in conscious or unconscious delusion. You could be needing to have the conversation with yourself, with yourself. Getting super real about any potential delusions that you might have as far as your career goes. Delusions is kind of like a negative word, but this idea where you're like, oh, well, if I do that and that, then that's going to happen, and then everything will be fine, kind of thing. You want to make sure that everything is super based in reality. Moving on and being okay with it from something in your career. Yes, absolutely. Coming from a space of lack, yeah. Right? There's no money here, or you being in a very greedy sensibility. But I mean, to me, and I hate saying that because that sounds so negative, but I mean holding on to what you have because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring here. In the recent past, you just don't know. You were in this space of, I got to hold on to everything. I have to be super smart here. I can't just be frivolous with things. Really making adjustments in career. And also, many of you may have been in a space where you felt the need to self-protect, having to do with a career, having to do with somebody within your career. because coins is money, but it's also, you know, the sense of mental, physical, and emotional connection. So a lot of times when we get that in reverse, I always feel like it's this mode of, like, you know, self-protection. Ooh, so we have Six of Wands. Very nice. That's about success. Yay. And respect. I like it. Right? But that's being crossed by the High Priestess in reverse. You know what? I like the High Priestess in reverse better. Because this tells me that you're not seeing things 100% clearly, but you're going to soon. If that makes sense. And that definitely aligns with this Saturn energy, because you have to see, where are you maybe leading yourself into a state of delusion having to do with a career, having to do with a person in a career? Are you putting all your eggs in one basket? Are you having too much faith in one person that something's going to work out? Are you having too much faith in that if you continue on a particular trajectory, it's definitely going to go in a certain way, right? So what I like, the reason I like the High Priestess in reverse is the same reason, because it's a moon energy, same reason why I like the moon in reverse, because the moon is, and the High Priestess is, I feel, right? This is you being very in your head about what it is that you really see for yourself moving forward, right? But what's happening, what's going to be happening here, Gemini, is everything that you're feeling deep, deep inside that you may even be deluding yourself about is going to rise to the surface for you to look at in the light of day. Right? In a really honest way. Not that you've been dishonest with yourself, not that you've been ignorant about anything. It's just that the world we're living in now is different. So how you saw the trajectory of your path looking 6 months ago, it's just not realistic for right now, because we live in a different world right now. You follow? So it's not about you not being intelligent, because Lord knows you are, right? It's about you really embracing the idea of, all right, you know what? I need to make a couple of adjustments here and there. Yeah. Now let's look at the crowning and the foundation of where you're at right now. Temperance Reverse. This is not only the ultimate alchemical card, which means, what do you need? What does the job need? What does your boss need? Like, what does everybody need? This is the ultimate card of compromise in the reverse. This is about compromise is just not being had right now. You're not going to be able to find it right now. You're not going to be able to have your needs met and the needs of whatever or whoever you were working for. Not everybody's needs are not going to be able to be met right now. It's just simply the way it is. And we have the foundation, we have the Justice card, Libra energy. Yeah, listen, Libra energy is all about the 7th house. You got the 7th house here. And what is the 7th house? Is Libra. It's the scales. It's what's fair. Well, by Venus. Venus is about money. It's about love, yeah, but it's also about one of the money planets. It's also about your self-esteem, your self-respect, your self-concept. You'll be very focused on that now. You want to feel good about what you do. What is your truth? What are you going to be able to get yourself into that's really fair? That's really fair, that makes you feel good, that gives you the money that you need. And all of that, that's going to be where you're at right now. Moving away from something that doesn't serve you. 8 of Cups, Saturn and Pisces. You're saying, yeah, you know what? Got to be moving on, because the gifts are on the other side over here. They're not on this side. They're not on this side. So you got to be, moving on. The Pisces energy, you see the Pisces energy. You're moving towards that. Pisces is where our dreams live, right? It's the thing you have in your mind's eye. That scenario you have in your mind's eye. You're all about moving towards that. Yeah. The external energy, though, for you having to do with career is the King of Wands. So let's read this. It's core cards. We have to read it as a person, you, or an influence of. Now, I am going to say this is not going to be you, because this is you, but this is an external influence, how it's going to be impacting you. So this could be somebody quite literally offering you an incredible job. You meeting somebody who is very motivated. This indicates a really powerful boss, superior, mentor, opportunity coming in that really speaks to the fire in your belly, where you feel it, right? They get you really excited about it. If this is an energy, it's you feeling super excited about getting on that path, right? Cancer and Leo is that fire energy. It's about you putting yourself out there and you not allowing yourself to stay small. It's the second time I'm going to say that in this particular reading. Before I said it having to do with the relationship. right? You feeling ready to put yourself out there, Gemini, in a very passionate way, because that's where the success is going to lie. And then we have your fear. I don't mean to laugh, but your fear is you're afraid that there's going to be a delay and that something's not going to work and that you're not going to feel as passionate about it as you want to, and you're afraid of being manipulated into being a particular way. I have to throw that in there because it's a core card and because it's wands, and wands in reverse indicate, if it's a person, it could indicate somebody being quite manipulative. So you might be entering a new opportunity where you're a little afraid that somebody might be a little controlling and a little manipulative, But as an influence, I get that you might be feeling very afraid that ultimately it's not going to speak to you in the way that you want it to, that there's going to be all kinds of delay. But at the end of the day, we have the Ten of Wands energy here. Absolutely fabulous set of cards here. Fabulous, because this is the final outcome of this, right? So this is about, okay, all right, done and done. Saturn and Sagittarius, it all became way too heavy, too much for you to move forward with any sense of integrity, and it just became too much. This is like an overwhelming energy. Like the weight of the mental fatigue that was going on because of what you were staying in was just too much. So look what we have in the near future. Hello. What? Ace of Wands, new job, new passion, new path, new. Brand spanking new. This is not a page. This is an ace. This is new. Yeah. I feel like the ace is going to come to you. You have to allow the ending to happen. You have to allow the ending to happen, and you have to get in touch with the Saturn energy in this, guys. You really, really do. You have to get in touch with the Saturn element in here. Right? Yeah. Where, that conscious or unconscious, any sense of delusion, get super honest and real with yourself. Really real. Okay? And I know that's not the easiest, as we're in like retrograde season right now. It's like the energy is nuts right now, right? It really is. So just do yourself a favor, like stick with the reality of something, like seriously. Try not to get too wrapped up in the maybes or any of the promises. Be super practical and very pragmatic, and I think you guys are going to do really, really well in this energy. Really, really well. Yeah, that is what I have for you, my friends. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.